The pandemic has created a big need for mentors at St. Luke's Crittenton Children's Center residential and foster care programs. Studies show children with a mentor perform better in school, have healthier relationships, and are less likely to use drugs and alcohol. Thanks for joining us for this week's Health News You Can Use. I'm Lindsay Stish. This week, as we kick off National Mentoring Month, we're talking about the important role mentors play in the lives of children and teens who are most in need. With me today is Wanda Taylor, Director of Community Development at St. Luke's Crittenton's Children's Center. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, Wanda, first of all, can you just tell me about this mentorship program and how mentors can make such a big difference in a child's life?
Our mentorship program is named for the woman who has funded our program, Norge Winterford Jerome. She benefited greatly throughout her career from mentors and wanted to pass on that great gift. And benefits for in the mentorship program, there are many benefits for both kids and the mentees as well. The mentees get to have a role model and someone who does things with them. The mentors make a commitment of visiting once a week for about an hour or two, doing different things with the child, and the mentors give our kids great hope.
Tell me a little bit more about that. How do they give them hope?
Well, there's one great example that I remember from the past. Several years ago, we had a young man who was doing really well in therapy. He was on medication. He was stable. However, he was still very incredibly sad. And his physician came to us and said, I need a mentor for this young man. He has no one. He has no incentive to leave here. He has no hope, and I can't write a script for hope. We were able to match him with a wonderful gentleman, and I remember very well the day that they got matched and they spent time together. They went fishing, and he was all smiles. So that's just one example.
Great. So how has the pandemic impacted our mentorship program?
The pandemic negatively impacted it because we had to suspend our program for a while because it became very unsafe to do face-to-face visits. And so there were lots of months where we weren't recruiting, we weren't training, and so now we need to build back.
So we know that the pandemic has also greatly impacted children's mental health. How has that impacted the need for mentors?
Yes, there have been several national stories that show the increase of depression, anxiety, increase in suicide among children. And so these children might have been living out in the community and healthy families and so forth, and still felt the isolation, maybe some fear with the pandemic. There was many months where none of us, the adults in their lives, could not assure them that everything was going to be okay. So if that was happening with children with undiagnosed mental illness, for us and the children who we work with, some of that isolation was still felt, and it was a scary time. And so the need for mentors now is greater than ever.
Okay. So what does mentoring a child through the program look like? Tell me about what's the time commitment and what kind of activities do mentors and mentees do together? Okay.
We ask for a commitment of mentors visiting at least once a week for an hour or two. And that might be, if they're mentoring a child in our residential program, what that might look like is them having a meal together at Crittenton, or them taking a walk around our campus, or playing a game in our gym or our game room. Or at times they will go out on a pass. Maybe there's a movie they want to see, go to the library, go to the park, different things depending on what they want to do. If the child is in foster care, it could look a little bit different because those kids are usually living in the community. So the mentor will work with the foster parent to take the child out in the community and to do fun things.
Okay, fun. So what's the process for becoming a mentor at Crittenton if someone's interested?
Okay, very simple. They would go to our website, stlukeskc.org/mentor, and they would complete the application process. It is an extensive application in terms of we need to do background checks, fingerprinting, they'll need to have a flu shot, a shot for COVID, and we provide all of that. We do about 5 to 6 hours of training before they start, and then there's ongoing training. There's also several interviews that they'll do with a volunteer manager at Crittenton, and then we do our best to match the child with the mentor.
Okay, great. So what's your final message for people who are watching today?
Our final message is you want to change the world, make a change in a child's life. And we have many children who are waiting and ready and excited to have a mentor. So do visit our website, stlukeskc.org/mentor.
Great. And like you said, the time commitment is very minimal.
Absolutely.
Great.
But will make a great impact.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Wanda.
Thank you.
To apply or find out more about our mentorship program, visit stlukeskc.org/mentor. You can also stay up to date with all the latest developments on the COVID pandemic and other health news from St. Luke's at stlukeskc.org/news. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time on Health News You Can Use.